Hi, you guys. Okay, welcome to our opportunity call tonight. I'm actually going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me like a hot second to do that because I'm slow. Okay, let me X out of all of this randomness. Okay, and can you guys see this? Yes. Okay, very good. So, welcome to our call. So excited you're here. I am pumped for who invited you to this because they know how special this is. So, I'm about to share some really fun things. Kathy and I are so excited you're here. My name's Tabitha Sampson. Um, sorry, I'm going to mute, ask everyone to mute. Thank you. I have been an advocate with Green Compass since July of last year. My story is I'm not going to go into my whole story, but I have had anxiety pretty much my entire life. So that's been something I have shared for a long time. And I had actually used CBD in my journey, in my healing journey. And so it was kind of a thing that I had shared. I had gotten to realize because I'm really passionate about the products that I use and the products that I'm still going to allow people to jump in here. The products that I use and the just making sure that they're non-toxic and that they are safe for my family. So I had realized that my CBD was probably needed to like be cleaned up a bit. It was okay, but I knew on the scale of good, better, best, it wasn't the best. And so a friend of mine who I had like a new friend had shared Green Compass with me, and I was like, okay, I don't know, like I'm really not interested, I don't think. But then I started looking at it, and um, it kind of made sense because I thought, okay, this is really important to me, and if I'm feeling this way, a lot of people I knew needed this product. It helped me, and so it just made sense. So, um, kind of entering into the story about like kind of how Green Compass got started. Um, there's my picture. So, and I'll kind of weave in my story a little bit here with business too. So, people keep jumping on, which is totally fine. It's just like I'm like making sure I'm getting everybody in here. Welcome if you're just joining us. So, I have been in this space for 10 years. So I kind of want to preface that with just business and experience. And then I'm kind of going to tie in some other things here in a minute. But so this story kind of starts with Meredith Cook, who is the co-founder of Green Compass. She basically had postpartum depression after she had a baby, and she needed help. And her brother was a triathlete, so he did triathlons. And he's like, "Hey, you should try this CBD. It really helps me with muscle recovery." And so she started using it, had great success, decided that she wanted to start kind of growing her own. And so she did that and realized how impactful it was for her. And then she had people around her starting to ask her like, hey, can we use some of this? She realized that this would make a really cool opportunity and that we could actually advocate for clean products because it was really important for her to create a product that was safe enough for not only her but her family and kids. So they actually collaborated with organic sweet potato farmers, sixth generation farmers, and started growing their own hemp. So that's a really cool thing because it's real American farmers. They're based out of Wilmington, North Carolina, that are harvesting and doing all the work and blood, sweat, and tears that goes into this. Um, so it's really that's really special to me just because I know a lot of us on here are moms. We know a lot of moms. I personally didn't have postpartum depression, but I have had a lot of anxiety, depression issues since having kids because I think everything changes in our body and life changes in our environment and different things. And it's amazing to have this tool. And so with that being said, it's really truly different here. I'm going to go to the next slide. So I want to kind of share briefly, how CBD, and I didn't know this. I didn't know how unregulated this industry really was. Like when I jumped into this, I just knew I personally wanted a cleaner product. But I didn't understand that the whole entire industry was very unregulated and that anything and everything pretty much goes with CBD. You can pretty much put anything in a bottle, put a label on it, call it CBD, and sell it. So that's not good because there's a lot of stuff out there that is just not pure and it's not what it says it is. And you're gonna find people, and maybe this is you. Maybe you've tried CBD and you're like, I didn't have a great effect. It didn't do anything for me. Well, chances are, it wasn't absorbed and it wasn't a good, a good quality CBD to begin with. And so, what we have here is really special. One more person jumping in here. What we have here is really special. This isn't just a supplement, another supplement. This isn't just like another supplement that's going to, do X, Y, and Z. This is truly a lifestyle, fill in the gap. I love to use this word, but when I explain CBD, like what actually it does for the body is it harmonizes the entire bodily systems so that all the other systems can function and flow in the way that they're supposed to. Because I believe that we were designed to thrive, not just survive. And so, how beautiful is it that we could take a plant that is naturally occurring in nature that God created for us, and we could take it and it would allow this like harmonization in the body. And something like a fun fact is this has been known, like this is legal in all 50 states, but not until 2018 when they passed the farm bill and allowed hemp to be legal in all 50 states. So the really cool thing is, Green Compass is actually, they have been asked to be at the hemp roundtable for Congress. They meet with Congress periodically because Congress wants to know how we're doing what we're doing because of the restrictions and the quality that we have. They want to know like what we're doing because we're doing it right. And we're so far above the standards that they would ever implement. And they don't really have any right now. But when they do decide to actually start putting a lot of restrictions on, a lot of these smaller companies are going to be weeded out because it's not going to work because they're not going to be within standard, right? So with that being said, it's really cool that we've been a part of this. But in 2018, they passed that bill, or that law was passed, and so in 2019, Green Compass came about. So that's really cool. So with that being said, this isn't just another supplement. This is truly something that is changing so many lives. So we're the only direct sales company to have the USDA certified organic label. This was something that just really stood out to me when I first learned about this. Is they have a 5 mile radius around the entire crop, which means that there's no risk for pesticide, herbicide contamination or runoff. They do third party testing, even test the water that they're irrigating the soil with. We're vertically integrated, which just basically means that we own the entire process. So everything from seed to seal, we own the entire process. Nobody else has their hands in it. We also do a CO2 extraction process. A lot of people, a lot of companies, I should say, are using more of a chemical process to remove the to get the extraction of the hemp. We're also only using the flower of the plant, which is a big deal because a lot of companies are using the stem, the stalk, and the seed, and they're just creating quantity with that, but the quality is just not there. Another fun fact is 80% of the CBD that's here in the United States actually comes from China. Um, China uses this. China is smart in the way that they use CBD. They use hemp plants to basically, it's kind of a vacuum cleaner plant, a mob crop. Basically, it pulls toxins from the air and the soil. This is really cool because how cool is that a plant can do that, right? But anyhow, so they use that to purify the air and the soil, but then they ship it over here and then we ingest it, and it doesn't make sense because it's garbage because it's contaminated and they're using the entire plant. So not cool. Okay, so the other couple things I want to share is that um if you're sitting there thinking, because I had a stigma around this, and part of what we do as advocates and part of what we're doing here is to break this stigma around like, is this marijuana? No, it's not marijuana. It's a completely different plant. This is the hemp plant. It's very high in CBD, low in THC. The marijuana plant is high in THC, low in CBD. And so marijuana gets you high, but CBD is for healing. So we always say like CBD heals, marijuana gets you high. There's a difference there. So, so kind of just like opening your mindset to the idea that this is really a gift, and it's so healing for the body. And people are really, believe it or not, people, because you might be thinking, well, I don't really have a stigma around it, but I feel like a lot of people do. Well, you would be surprised. Yes, some people are still going to have a stigma around it until they're educated and they know, right? But I think this day and age, there's never been a better time. Um, where people are open and they're aware to this plant and to a different form of healing, right? To a different form of healing versus just medication or other things. They're really open to like plant medicine, which I think is just fantastic because the reviews and the things that the testimonials, like I knew this was massive and I knew it was so healing and helpful, but you cannot even imagine. And I know so many advocates are on this call right now, and it gives me chills just to say this because the stories that the stories that are amongst us that are shared on the daily basis are just mind blowing. Will bring you to tears in just things that people experience, whether it's they're at their final last straw, they're about to have surgery, they're in so much pain they can hardly function, to they're pain free and they're not having to have surgery. And that's just one story. And this is not medical advice. This is just stories that we have been so blessed to be a part of, and share. And it's wild and it's amazing. And every human and person and animal walking the planet, CBD can help. And when you have an impact, you take a product and it has that big of an impact, um, to help people, it's such a gift and you can't look away. Okay, a couple other little fun facts and then I'm going to pass it over to Kathy. We have QR codes on the bottom of every single bottle that we have. Okay, this QR code takes you directly to the third party testing results, tells you the results of the third party testing. We do heavy metal testing too in our collagen, by the way, which you will find a lot of lead in collagens that are out there. We have a fantastic collagen, but anyhow, the QR code takes you to like all of the results to actually. This is fascinating to me, actually, to the plant and the batch that it came from, like the plant in the field and then the batch that it came from and all of that. So, if you want to see a copy of that, we're happy to share that with you. So there's that piece. It is very hard if you have looked into any kind of products, and the last few years I've dove a lot into products and non we try to live a non-toxic life with just products that we choose and what we put in our body. We're not perfect, we absorb plenty of things that we shouldn't, but I like to vote with my dollar. And it's very important to me that a company is transparent in what they're using and what they're doing and how the process and all the things from flavors to what they're doing and the third party testing and organic and all of that. So you will not find something more transparent than this. Nobody's doing this. There's no CBD company out there that are just like doing this, and you can crystal clear see from a mile away that they have all of their ducks in a row, which is why Congress, kind of going back to that, is kind of asking us like what to do because we're doing it the right way. The other piece that I hadn't talked about is we have what's called nanotechnology in our jellies. So these are our jellies. They're brand new in the box. I didn't get them out to show you. Just like this one's in a plastic container. This is our broad spectrum. There's no THC in these, but it's a nanotechnology, which means that they basically shrink the CBD molecules down so small with sound and pressure that the gut can actually absorb. So the problem is a lot of CBDs are not getting absorbed in the gut, therefore they're not effective. So again, if you hear someone that or you've tried CBD and you're like it's not helped me, well that's why. So we have really mastered that technology. Nobody else has that. We have a 95% absorption rate, and most brands that you're going to use, you're going to have about a 5 or 10% absorption rate. So you're just not going to get that effectiveness or that result or that noticeable benefit. Okay, I think that is all that I needed to share. I'm going to pass it over to Kathy. She's going to share a little bit about her story, and then she's going to share about the comp plan.
Hi guys. Okay, Kathy Landecker here. I am a stay-at-home mom of four. My babies are like between 8 and 2, so it's very busy over here. But I get the pleasure of talking to you guys a little bit more about the opportunity side of things. And honestly, I like I've heard several of us say this, and I really do believe it. Like the best product we have here with Green Compass is the opportunity. That is the biggest thing that we have to offer people, is that ability to be able to build an income for their family and to be able to help others along their way. So a little bit about my story. I have been in this industry for about 6 years now. And I kind of think of my journey as like the stepping stones. When I came in, I was see, at that point, I just had my second baby. So I was a brand new mom. I was a military wife. We had just moved. And I joined for the community. I was not in it for the business side of things. I mean, I really didn't care about that part. I was passionate about what I was sharing. I loved what I was sharing, but it was really just that community. I wanted that friends. I wanted those relationships. And I cannot say more about this opportunity. That is one of the biggest things that it can provide. And I feel even more so as of like, I've only been here, I forgot to mention, I've been here with Green Compass. I joined in March, so I'm still pretty new. Um, but even just being here in the couple months that I have been able to see that culture. And I will talk a little bit more about that later on. But I like to think of my journey as the stepping stones because, I joined for community. And then as I go and I kind of saw what this could do, and it turned into like, okay, well, let's get some fun money. Let's, be able to travel more, do some vacations or pay for the kids' extracurriculars, just get a little bit of extra money, maybe go get my nails done and not feel guilty about it. All that kind of stuff. And then throughout the years, it was about 2 years ago where it turned into a business for me. It turned into an income. And a large part of that was because my family, we had our backs against the wall. We were a military family. There was a whole lot of stuff that was happening back in 2020 that we all went through and that kind of stuff. And so we basically, my family, we had a decision to make of whether or not we were going to stay with our sole income or we were going to walk away. And at that point, I had been in the industry long enough to understand the potential of what it could do for a family. I just never really saw it for myself until I needed to. And that's when my mind shift changed and that kind of stuff is when I really turned my mindset and my motivation into a business. Um, and so I was with another company at the time. When I started with Green Compass's product, I did not actually come to Green Compass for the business originally. I did start on the product side of things. And I fell in love with the products. I knew absolutely nothing about CBD, even when I was taking them. I will say I was more on that non-toxic journey. In fact, Tabitha is the one that introduced me to the non-toxic lifestyle. And so I was kind of learning and all that kind of stuff. And then, over these last 4 years, a lot has changed for my family. A lot of what we believe in, who I am as a mom and my priorities and all that kind of stuff, a lot has changed. And so with that, that kind of ties into my transition over to Green Compass, along with the business and why I'm doing it. But so I started with the products. I fell in love with the products. I still didn't really know what they did. I knew they were clean. I knew it was hemp wellness, but I really didn't know much about it. I was in the stigma side of things. I thought a hemp plant was a marijuana plant. I knew nothing, right? And I was actually with another company and I was having a lot of success there. Like I had I was be able to build a full-time income in a year. And Tabitha had actually approached me about the business side of things and I had kind of brushed her off a couple months ago. I just kind of, because I was happy where I was having success. I was happy with where I was, but very quickly at the same time I was falling in love with the products and seeing what they could do for me as a mother, because when I started for pain. Then I started to learn more about what they do, and it changed everything as a mom. After my third and probably my fourth, I struggled a lot postpartum, specifically with mom rage. I was super short and tempered with my kids. And, I wasn't the mom. I wasn't enjoying motherhood the way I wanted to be. Keep in mind, that was my ultimate dream job, was being a mom, staying at home, being a mom, being a military wife. That was my dream job, and I was not enjoying it. Not because of, I didn't see the blessing, but I just couldn't experience. I was overwhelmed, overstimulated, short-tempered, snapping with my kids. And so when I started on my CBD regimen, it changed everything for me. Like it was like a veil was lifted. I was seeing my kids in a whole new light. I was playing with them again. I was enjoying them. I was just embracing who I was. So when I started to fall in love with the products, I was also watching Tabitha's journey, of course. And I was seeing the success she was having there, but I wasn't just seeing her success. I was seeing what her team was doing. And that was something that you do not see often in this industry. A lot of times you see people winning, but you don't see teams winning. And that was a huge indicator for me because, again, at where I was having a lot of success. Some of my girls are having some success, but not the success they were looking for. And so watching her and seeing all this, I just couldn't unsee what I was seeing happening over there. even though I had a lot going on for myself. And so, Tabitha, you take us to the next slide. Um, a couple of things that I noticed, or that you know, were big indicators for me that I noticed that were, large enough to be able to close a business that was thriving in order to start at ground zero. I guess that's the point I'm trying to get across to you is there is a lot of success in this industry, but there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of things to be looking for. And one of the biggest things is ground floor opportunity. So here we are, the timing is everything. When you are entering into a business, we are ground floor. We only have about 9,000 active advocates in the US. It is we're kind of in that, we're 5 years in, but we're in that point of a business where you either are going to, flatline, or you're going to succeed, you're going to explode, right? And I'm going to share a couple numbers here in a minute about what we have seen with our business when we started. But we are entering into that hyper growth period where it's just really about to take off. So actually in 2019, when we first got started, we launched it. And we kind of projected we were shooting to do 300,000 in our first year. In our first year, we actually did $12 million. $12 million in the first year, brand new company. The next year, we went on to do 24 million. And after that, 48 million. Like, that is a huge, huge growth. We are in a corner of this industry that is untapped. It is just starting to take off. It's starting to grow. In 2019, the CBD industry in itself was 4.9 billion industry, and it's projected to skyrocket to 47 billion by 2028. That is a 20% annual growth. That is huge. Like I said, we are just getting into that right now. Like Tabitha mentioned, there are not a lot of regulations in this industry. It's kind of a free-for-all, but where we have set ourselves up in this industry, because we already own that USDA certified, because we already offer the highest quality products, they're going to start cracking down. They're going to start regulating these products. And when they do that, all of these other companies that are out there, I know Tabitha talked about how a lot of it's coming over from China. A lot of that's going to be, regulated. It's going to be pushed to the side, and we are going to be set up to really just explode. Another big thing is it a product that people are going to need? And our product is consumable. That means that people are taking it, they have to replenish it each month, and they have to continue on. So a big one with this, like, we already have the highest quality, as Tabitha has talked about, but a big indicator here was when Tabitha shared with me that we have a 73% retention rate within our company. That is unheard of in this industry. That is so when I shared that I had success with my previous company, the biggest reason of why I left was it wasn't sustainable. A lot of it, the way their comp plan was set up, a lot of it was just, it was bonus heavy, and it wasn't continual growth. And as a stay-at-home mom of 4, I couldn't just drop everything and run for a bonus and do that kind of stuff. And so when I heard that there was a 73% retention rate, people are coming in, they're falling in love with the products, and they're continue on. That is how you see growth in your business. And so that was a really big eye-opening point for me, like, I guess a little clip there. But the other thing is, this product serves everybody. And it sounds cliche to say that, but everybody has an endocannabinoid system. This product is going to help everybody. Take a second and think about how many people do you know that struggle with chronic pain, that struggle with sleep issues, that have anxiety, depression, postpartum stuff, hormonal imbalances, high cortisol. How many people could you sit down? Could you name 10 people that fit into those categories? These products will serve everybody out there. And when you are able to show up at a table and serve everybody and not just certain people, that will be a game changer in your business. So having that consumable product and having a product that just serves everybody, but keeping that retention rate, it's going to explode your business. And I've never seen a retention rate like that before. And then for the last one, I feel like Tabitha has done a pretty good job. She already kind of hit on this, talked about the quality, what sets us apart. We have that USDA certified label. We have that transparency. We work in 100% transparency. We have those QR codes. Like we really do our mission, what we stand for. We really just set ourselves apart, that no other company within this industry lines up with us. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Tabitha to finish us up. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The most important part, the compensation plan. Okay, so a couple things to hit on here. So, commission wise, so one of the big things here is because we have that retention rate, the 73% retention rate, that is key when you're looking into a compensation plan, because like I mentioned in my old company, we were bonus heavy, and here you're in charge of your commission. So based off of your personal sales, there's two different ways. With our retail sales, you get a certain percentage, which is really high, and then also with our PC, like our subscription base for our customers that are continuing on, you also have a sliding scale there. So based off of your personal sales, not what your team's doing or anything else, based off of your personal sales, your hard work, you are rewarded. So you are able to give yourself a pay raise every single month based off of your personal sales. So that is a big one for me, especially when you factor in that 73% retention rate. We do have an advocate enrollment bonuses. So we do have bonuses that are built into our comp plan that are based off of your rank. In our first 2 months, you have the ability to earn bonuses based off of, your new customers that you're signing up, based off of your advocates that you're signing up. So there are a lot of different ways to be able to get that quick bonus and that commission base there. But we also, as you're building your team, as you're bringing new girls on, it's built into the comp plan that you're also going to get a bonus for their enrollment. The residual income is paid on volume. So you get 100% credit for the volume that you're bringing in. And it's based on rank. So your rank here is based off of your volume. And when you're getting 100% credit for your volume, you're able to rank up faster and build those teams. As you are growing, as you're making those different ranks, you are going to unlock the check matching bonuses, which is going to be a crucial part of your check as you're growing. It's a big chunk, and that can make a huge difference. The big thing that I want to hit on here is our placement suite. So I talked earlier about, how I started and the culture and the community and that kind of stuff. Well, our placement suites here, the cool thing about it is you're never alone here. You're not, in terms of support, in terms of, mentorship and all that kind of stuff. But as far as building your business, the cool thing with our placement suites is we actually have the ability to build our teams within. So once you come in, once you get started, you hit your first rank, you started your team, you actually unlock what's called the placement suites. And so from there, you're able to build with your team as you're bringing girls on, you're able to place people underneath them, helping them rank up, helping you rank up, but you also have the ability to receive those placements too, which is a huge thing because you never feel alone here. Like you never feel like you're working this business by yourself because you have that support, because you have that mentorship, because we also have the ability to literally build our teams together. And when you are able to do that, when you're running together like that, it just builds a sense of community, a sense of culture that you really can't establish anywhere else, because it just kind of separates your business, if that makes sense. And then I did hit on the bonuses that we have, and in your first 4 months, you actually have the ability to double your rank advancement bonuses, which is a huge, nice little, perk in your paychecks when you hit those. But so I think that covers everything. Tabitha, unless you have something you want to add on, I'm going to hand it back to you in case you have something.
No, that was great, Kathy. Thank you so much. I love your story and I love what you shared. So kind of in closing, there's so many things we could go on and on about this. What's kind of interesting and amazing to me is, I'm no stranger to direct sales. I've been around for 10 plus years, and I have never experienced growth like we have here. Not only myself in my personal business, but like Kathy touched on, we have multiple people who have never ever done direct sales, or maybe they have a little bit, or maybe they have a lot, whatever. It's a wide range of variety. Some don't know anything about social media when they come in, but we help with that. Some have never sold anything in their life, and we help with that. And it doesn't matter where you are on that scale, but we have so many winning. Our team is winning. And it's just incredible to see something that is touching so many lives as a product, but then you come into the business aspect and women can achieve, men too can achieve this, and it's something sustainable that you're not having to rebuild and beat your head against a wall, because I've been there and it's maddening. And another thing to speak of is, I think everyone can speak for this, but when you come into this space, it is without a doubt the most welcoming, supportive place that I have ever been. And it's just, there's nothing like the culture, like the community, and like the energy and the momentum that we have. And so, with that being said, I would ask you, why not you? Um, we need people to advocate. We need pioneers to advocate for this mission in what we're doing, because people need to know about these products. Someone's going to tell someone about Green Compass. Someone's going to tell your friend. Someone's going to tell your family or whoever. It might as well be you. So we would love if this is something where this hits you, because you something about this really stands out and you want to be a part of something different and unique and so special, in the mission and the movement of what we're doing. We would love to have you in our Green Compass family, and you can reach out to the advocate that invited you tonight. And I truly appreciate so much of your time tonight coming here and listening to this. And I want to honor your time and let you guys go. But if you have any questions, please reach out to the advocate that invited you. And I hope you have a good night. Thank you guys.